Welcome back to the deep dive. We all use language every day to describe people, ourselves, the folks we run into. But a lot of the time, the words we grab are, well, they're a bit weak.
They're blunt instruments.
Exactly. We say someone is nice when we mean something much more profound. Or we say they're strong, but what do we really mean? Is it physical? Is it their inner resolve?
Right. And our source material today, it's got this great title, The Word Wardrobe. And it works off this idea that, if common words are like mass-produced T-shirts,
Okay, I like this analogy.
then what we really need are bespoke suits. We need these precision tools for thought. If you want to make high-resolution observations about a person's character, you just need a higher-resolution vocabulary.
And that's pretty much our mission for this deep dive, to upgrade our descriptive language. We're looking at what you could call the 3 core pillars of human character.
Inner strength, outer kindness, and social energy.
We've pulled 3 incredible words from this wardrobe that I think define these traits with just striking accuracy.
We are definitely going beyond the surface today. We're getting into what makes Magnanimous, Stoic, and Gregarious tick. These aren't just, fancy synonyms you pull out to sound smart.
No.
They are powerful identifiers. Once you really get them, they instantly clarify why people act the way they do.
Okay, let's unpack this. I want to jump right in with the first one, the one associated with a great heart magnanimous. Now, this is a substantial word, so let's get the spelling out of the way for you listening. It's Magnanimous.
And the core definition is very, very specific. It's very generous or forgiving, especially toward a rival or someone less powerful than oneself.
That last part. That qualification, especially toward a rival or someone less powerful, that feels like the whole ball game to me.
It is.
I mean, how's that different from just being a kind or forgiving person in general? The key must be in that power dynamic, right?
It absolutely is.
Yeah.
And the source material really digs into the etymology here, which I think explains the scope of it perfectly. It comes from the Latin magnus.
Which means great.
Right. And animus, which means soul or spirit. So to be magnanimous is quite literally to have a great soul.
A great soul.
Yeah. I mean, generic kindness is easy sometimes. Magnanimity, though, it requires this deliberate choice to not use the power you have. To forgive when you have every right, culturally, legally, whatever, to get revenge or hold a grudge.
But I could see someone arguing that this kind of rewards the powerful. If you're only being generous to someone less powerful, isn't that just reinforcing the hierarchy that's already there?
That's a fantastic point and a totally fair question. But the source argues that true magnanimity actually flips that script.
How so?
It's not about reinforcing the hierarchy. It's about transcending it. It's the leader who, after some monumental victory, uses their moment in the spotlight not to gloat, but to actually lift up the person they just defeated.
So they ensure the other person leaves with their dignity.
Exactly. The power is still there, but the magnanimous person chooses to use it for elevation, not for domination.
That choice really is the signature move.
Yeah.
You think about, the person who wins a huge championship, and their first move isn't to celebrate, it's to go comfort the opponent who just lost everything.
Yes. Or the executive who finds a mistake that costs the company a lot of money, a fireable offense, really, but they decide to just forgive it instantly and invest in retraining that person instead of
holding it over their head for the next year.
Right. And the source gives this really high-stakes example. The defeated political candidate who is magnanimous in their concession speech.
Oh, it's a tough one.
It is. Despite, the personal bitterness, the exhaustion, the loss, they get up there and they praise their opponent's dedication and commit to a peaceful transition of power.
When the stakes are that high, choosing to honor the process over your own personal loss, that speaks to an incredible amount of inner security.
It does.
It tells everyone that this leader doesn't need to make other people feel small to feel big.
And that's the so what, especially for leadership. A truly magnanimous leader shows such internal strength that their own status isn't threatened by being kind to those below them or opposed to them. It builds this fierce loyalty and respect. It's strength expressed as radical generosity.
A great soul indeed. Okay, so if magnanimity is this powerful outward choice, let's shift gears. Let's talk about a quality that's all about powerful inward control.
Strength in silence.
Yes. Let's talk about stoic.
Stoic, S-T-O-I-C. Now, this is a word that carries a lot of historical weight. It's named after the ancient Greek philosophers, of course.
And the definition.
A person who can endure pain or hardship without showing their feelings or complaining.
We use that term so casually now, but the source material we have points out a really critical misunderstanding. If someone is enduring pain without showing feelings, how is that not just the absence of emotion? It sounds a little like repression to me.
And that is the huge distinction most of us miss. The source is very clear on this. Stoicism is not the absence of emotion. It's the absence of being ruled by emotion. The panic, the frustration, the fear. A Stoic person feels all of that internally. The difference is they choose their response to those feelings. They don't let the feelings dictate some unhelpful, knee-jerk reaction.
So it's active emotional management.
Radical emotional management. It's real work. It's not passive indifference. It's about consciously prioritizing a productive action over an emotional outburst. That is an intense internal discipline.
It really is. And when you look at the behavioral traits, you can see it play out during a real crisis.
Absolutely. When the unexpected hits, a project collapses, a personal emergency, the Stoic person is the anchor in the room.
While everyone else is running in circles.
Complaining, blaming people. The Stoic person is just quietly assessing the situation, figuring out the first necessary steps, and starting to work.
Wait, today, for you, the listener, who is just constantly bombarded with notifications and anxiety, it's immense. We're sort of rewarded online for having these immediate, uncontrolled reactions.
And the Stoic person resists that. I mean, think about the example the source gives, which is so relatable. Being stuck with long flight delays.
Oh, the worst.
Right. You're trapped, you're tired, your whole schedule is shot, and you watch people just melt down, yelling at the gate agent over something no one can control.
And the Stoic person in that scenario
Is calmly opening a laptop, reading a book, finding a quiet corner to get some work done.
the contrast is always so stark. The people arguing are being ruled by things outside of them. Their frustration, their fear of losing control, and they're just draining their own batteries.
Whereas the Stoic individual recognizes what they can control.
Their own reaction, their focus.
Exactly. And they invest their energy there instead. The strength of the Stoic is that internal stability. I mean, that reactive, uncontrolled behavior, it almost never solves the problem, but it always guarantees you lose your composure.
The Stoic response conserves your mental energy and directs it toward what's actually constructive. It makes you indispensable when there's chaos.
A masterclass in self-governance.
It really is. So we've covered the great soul of Magnanimous and the quiet strength of Stoic. Now, let's pivot completely for our final pillar of character. Social energy. Let's explore the word gregarious.
Gregarious, Gregarious. And the definition here is pretty straightforward. Fond of company, sociable, and outgoing.
But again, we want that high-resolution definition. How is a gregarious person different from someone who's just nice or, a standard extrovert?
The difference is hiding right in the etymology, which paints this fantastic metaphor. The word comes from the Latin grex.
Which means?
Flock. A gregarious person is someone who is, on a fundamental level, drawn to the herd. They feel secure and energized and fulfilled when they are surrounded by other people.
So they're the complete opposite of the person who finds a party draining.
The exact opposite. The source points out they're the ones who literally charge their batteries by talking to other people. They aren't just tolerating the crowd, they actively seek it out. That's their fuel source.
This seems like a really deep distinction. It's about their core nature. It's not a performance of friendliness.
Not at all. They genuinely thrive in crowds. A packed room isn't an obstacle for a gregarious person. It's their natural habitat.
The application here for self-knowledge is just huge. Understanding that this trait is a fundamental energy source helps us understand why people have such different needs around social events. It helps you, the listener, understand your own fuel gauge.
Precisely. And we see this trait in the example from the source. This character, Marcus, who is famously gregarious, makes 3 new friends at a conference before he's even finished his first cup of coffee.
That's a wonderful illustration of just how easy and efficient it is for them. It shows this inherent comfort, this active drive toward connection that, frankly, a lot of us have to consciously work at. Marcus isn't just standing there politely.
No, he's effortlessly initiating and cementing relationships.
So if you understand this trait, you can understand why some people just flourish in roles that require constant interaction, sales, networking, team management, while other people need quiet time alone to recover and do their best thinking.
It's about acknowledging that people run on different engines of energy.
What a phenomenal trio of words. We've really gone from these vague ideas to high-resolution definitions.
We really have. We've taken these abstract ideas of virtue and given them precision tools. So we had magnanimous.
The great soul, the one who chooses generosity and forgiveness, especially toward someone with less power.
Demonstrating strength through self-control. Then we analyzed stoic.
Inner strength, enduring hardship calmly, refusing to let those fleeting emotions rule you, and saving your energy for what actually matters.
And finally, gregarious.
The social butterfly, the person who finds energy and nourishment in the company of others, who thrives in the flock.
A perfect summary.
So what does this all mean for you, the listener? Well, the source material offers a great practical application to close this out. Try to be a little more magnanimous in your next disagreement. Don't just forgive. Actively choose that high road. Let go of the need to prove that you were 100% right.
And I'll leave you with a final thought to mull over, one that sort of connects these ideas. We talked about how magnanimity requires this immense strength of soul, and stoicism requires immense inner discipline.
Okay.
So consider this. If you're trying to be more magnanimous when you feel you've been wronged, how might developing a more stoic character, one that can endure that emotional sting without an immediate sharp reaction, make that act of generosity easier, more effective even?
So how strength in silence can actually enable strength of soul?
Think about it.